Last month we had a month off from the Flat Earth fail compilations. It's proving harder and harder to find these fails. Not because they're not failing as much, but because they're releasing less videos of the appropriate length. Flat Earthers rarely talk for less than 5 minutes at a time. They've always got something to say. It's just not very constructive. Despite that though, I have found 4 videos for this month, so this is Flat Earth Fail Compilation 48. Hello all and welcome along to another episode of Flat Earth Friday with me, Simon Dan. Thank you very much for joining me. Right, back to today's video and we're on to the Flat Earth Fail Compilation 48, no less. Can't believe we've had that many. And we start this month with Phuket Word, who's doing an experiment. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Let's watch.
Hello Flat Earth researchers, debaters and debunkers. Just going to do a little demonstration of how we can indeed measure water being horizontally level in the real world. And this just proves our practical reality is based on a level surface, not a curved one.
Is this going to be as bad as D Marble taking a spirit level on a plane? I do hope so.
So this has been used for thousands of years. It's a really simple setup. I've got a couple of bamboo sticks here. I've got a tube with some water in it that I've coloured red. It's just red water from here. So it's easy to see, and it doesn't matter whether the ground is even or uneven, it could be on a slope, but if we want to find a horizontal line, which is going to be along here, then the best and easiest way to do it is with water, because water always reaches an equilibrium of being horizontally level.
Okay, thanks for that Phuket Word. I still don't know what this has got to do with the Earth being flat though.
So if you were just planning to build something and you wanted a horizontal line somewhere above the surface here, then if my camera assistant will come in, we'll just have a look at this, and you can see here how we would mark this here with level, and we'll measure it at the same time now. So let's just see how high that is. Okay, what's the water level there? What's that? It's about 20. Is that 22? About 23. Pretty much on 23 on the dot, yeah?
Inches? Inches? What is this, 1875?
Okay, so this wire, this tube goes over here. We'll come over here. All right, so there's our measure there. And we can see that if I mark this here, about where the level is, oh, it's a bit higher than that, we again get a very similar measurement.
Well, you don't, do you? And you've just realised that. You had 23 before and now it's close to 24. Surely, Phuket Word, if the Earth was flat, they'd be totally the same number. Although that's probably an apparatus error from you.
Okay, 23.5. thereabouts. Okay, so we now have a horizontal level using water. So you can test this anywhere in the world, and that just shows that wherever you go, you can indeed measure the surface of water as being level. If it was curved, then you have a problem. So what I'm going to do is, if I just change this, so I'm going to make this higher, and you'll see what happens to the water at the other end. All right, you lift this up and the water pours out.
And this has got nothing to do with measuring the shape of the Earth. This is more to do with how pressure is uniformly distributed in a liquid. And when in this tube measures a level area between 2 points, based on that tube only and not as Earth's curvature as a whole. Honestly, Phuket Word, this is bad even for you.
All right. So, you know, water will always try and maintain its level.
Oh, and by the way, it only leaked out that end of the tube is because you lift the other end higher than the exit of that tube. If the tube was longer, the water level would have matched the level on the other side.
And if we bring them close together here, all right, you can see once it's settled down, that it will always be level. Doesn't matter how far apart you go, This could be a mile, 10 miles, 100 miles across the surface of the Earth, and it wouldn't change. It would always be level.
Yes, I agree, but that doesn't mean the Earth is flat.
So do not let anyone tell you that level is curved just because they imagined the Earth being a sphere with a certain radius and calculated a mathematical model. When we talk about level in our practical reality, this is what we mean. Horizontal level that can be measured very easily without any mental gymnastics, without having to come up with any equations to prove what reality is. This is reality. If you want to claim otherwise, then you're just a reality denier. Thank you very much.
And don't let anyone tell you that level equals flat, because it doesn't. Now, in the context that you're using it, as in the Earth, then level is the same distance at any point above the surface of the Earth. However, a rope that is constantly suspended exactly 1 metre above the water of a lake is level. And also curved. Cheers! Moving on, we've got the Flat Earth fail legend himself, Mr. Level Earth Observer, who, by the way, is reeling from the 50-minute ISS video we did. Today, he says the globe Earth is impossible. What a surprise. Here we go.
Here's a demonstration that every single person on this Earth can do and prove to themselves that the globe is scientifically impossible. Tomorrow is one of those days that is just that, impossible if the Earth was a globe, based on the fact that 99% of the people on Earth see sunlight at the same time.
And don't let that 99% fool you, Level Earth Observer. It still means that 78.8 million people are in the dark.
We'll zoom in on time and dates, day and night world map for tomorrow midday, Greenwich Mean Time. You can see the sun's position above North Africa, and we can also see the sunlight across the Earth here. We can see Russia, all across Europe, all across to North and South America are pretty much in daylight. This is absolutely impossible on a ball.
No, it's not. As you can see, on my globe, I can illuminate the section required.
Take note of the sun's position above North Africa, and then we'll line up the globe Earth with North Africa right in our field of view there, right in the middle. We can't see America, North America. We can see a tiny bit of South America, and we can't see a lot of Russia.
Yes, because using Google Earth works, doesn't it? This view of Earth is likely from a close perspective. Remember that the Sun is 93 million miles away. This photo is from the Discover Epic satellite, which is 1 million miles away. You can clearly see that more of the globe is visible. And we're talking about seeing the sun. That includes sunrise and sunset. So whilst we're not able to see those continents fully, the atmosphere of Earth refracts the light enough in order for us to see the sun in those locations.
Get your globe out, test this with a torch and your globe Earth, and see if you can make this work on your globe Earth. I can tell you now, it's not gonna happen.
Well, that was a satisfying conclusion, that one, wasn't it? Let's move on to the Flat Earth debate team. We've not seen them in a while, have we? And Nathan Oakley is having a pop at channel friend Dave McKeegan.
I should have been so fearful of this video. Proving it.
That cannot be real.
No, this is Dunning-Kruger. I've never seen such a perfect example of it.
This is insane, is what it
The
is.
distance of things. For example, let's say I want to know how tall this bottle is without physically measuring it.
You'll need a flat earth for that, Dave. Let's see how.
Well, we know if we put this on a table, the centre of the top is going to be directly above the centre of the base, and that's going to create a 90-degree angle to the table. We can measure the ground distance between the centre of the base of the bottle and our observation point, which in the case of this is 40 centimetres, and the table being flat gives us a perfectly straight baseline. We
Well done, Dave Triangles McKeegan, you have cemented your place in history as the first glober to go out of his way to make it absolutely 100% clear that the ground distance is flat.
Well, his table is flat. I can't believe you're considering this a win. Very odd, Nathan.
My God, I cannot quite believe it. I'm going to listen to that again.
Angle to the table. We can measure the ground distance between the centre of the base of the bottle and our observation point.
So the ground distance. The distance along the ground. Gotcha.
Which is the table in this example, isn't it? But we all know what you're trying to say, Nathan, and Dave knows what he's saying as well. We can assume flatness when making these calculations because the curve is so slight at the distances we're talking about, then it might as well be flat.
Which in the case of this is...
This is not a category error when he compared it to the lighthouse. This is how you would get the height of the lighthouse on a flat Earth.
On a flat Earth, that's correct. Like Al Biruni getting the height of the mountain. On a flat Earth. That's right. Dave McKeegan is currently giving my audience a jolly good flat Earth demonstration. That's right. Let's continue.
Yeah, if 1 second. If the lighthouse was 15 miles away from a boat, that would mean that the water between the boat and the lighthouse has to be horizontal for Dave's current description of a different use of triangles, as well as the other one.
Yeah, we're still on the straw man. He's not talking about celestial navigation anymore. He thinks, but by negating away from celestial navigation, not playing back his own comment about celestial navigation, he can talk about measuring angles to get height, which isn't celestial navigation. Yeah, he's a thicko.
The irony of Nathan calling Dave a thicko is not lost on this audience, I'm sure. Dear oh dear, Nathan. Well, the time has come for the final video in this month's Flat Earth Fail compilation, and it comes from the channel owner of DITRH, David Weiss. He's on another podcast. What a surprise. Here we go.
But I remember talking to the Flat Earth Society president. This was years ago. And
not real.
Dave gets straight in there to diss the Flat Earth Society. They obviously are real. They just don't believe what you believe.
I believe his belief was that the sun was 37 miles from the Earth. Is that approximately what you think?
That's closer than 93 million miles.
Okay.
Because we can actually prove
right.
that 93 million miles is ridiculous.
I've not once seen you prove that, Dave.
Yeah.
Think about this. If the sun in the heliocentric model, the size that they tell us, if it was a mile over your head, it would fill the entire sky, right? It's so gigantic. It would fill the whole sky, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we move the sun 93 million miles away, and because of perspective, it gets smaller, right? It gets smaller, and now it's the size of a coin held at arm's length, right?
Right.
Thanks for the perspective lesson there.
So we go from this to this just by moving it 93 million miles away. If we moved it another 93 million miles away, how much smaller would that get?
A lot.
Yeah, a lot smaller. And then if we moved it, doubled that again, it would be so small it wouldn't be able to see. But if we doubled it again, so now it's 8 times farther. So. Well, forget that. But 8 times farther, that's called a light hour. 1 light hour, because it's 8 light minutes away. 8 times 8, 64. We'll call it a light hour.
Yeah.
At a light hour, I propose that you couldn't even see the sun.
You proposed that we couldn't see the sun if it was 8 times further away, so 744 million miles. Saturn is further away from Earth than that, and I can see it from my back garden with my naked eye. And it's not even a star producing its own light.
Okay, this is what NASA says the sun looks like from all the different planets, right? Here's Earth. Here's Earth right here, right? Jupiter, it's pretty small, and then it's like you can't even see it out here, okay? But we're told that we can see Polaris at 433 light years away. Polaris, our most important star, the one that doesn't move.
Well, it does move actually, and yes, we can see Polaris, obviously. Mainly because its luminosity is over 1,200 times greater than the sun's.
Okay, 433 light years, and now astronomy is like, well, you know what? We could be off by 100 light years. 100 light years. Okay, light years are ridiculous. Think about this: the closest star. Pat, there's a lot of information to take in.
It is.
The closest star, excluding our sun, if you want to call that a star, is 4.5 light years. That's 25 trillion miles, right? And here's where people's brains shut down. They don't understand what a trillion is. Oh, we're in trillions of deaths. Oh, trillion this, trillion that. Okay. A trillion seconds, Pat. Do you know how long a trillion seconds is?
Something like 33,000 years.
You're the first person that's got it right. 31,000 years. Now think about that. A trillion seconds is 31,000 years. I think that's longer than the Earth has even existed.
Also wrong, and embarrassingly so, because the evidence for that is also irrefutable.
Okay, so if we wanted to go to the closest star, we're traveling at a mile per second, which no one has ever gone that fast, and we went for 31,000 years, we're only 1/25 of the way there.
No one has ever gone that fast. The ISS travels at 5 miles per second. And you can't even deny that because your own side once recorded it traveling in front of the moon.
Okay, we got to do that 24 more times to get to the closest star. Right. And people want to believe in aliens coming from outer space.
No, I don't think aliens will come from outer space to Earth. Too far. Distances are just too big.
Right? Scientifically impossible. Vacuum, outer space. Yep, there's so many things. We're not taught about the globe. We're not taught about any of this stuff. Other than just little pieces of information that make you laugh at flat Earth. But once you understand what the heliocentric model is, you're like, nope, that doesn't make any sense at all.
Yes, but if something doesn't make any sense to you, it doesn't mean that it's not correct. Quantum mechanics makes no sense to me, yet it exists. Your channel makes no sense to me, yet it exists.
So why the hoax? Why are they doing this? What, you know, obviously you don't believe the photos. You don't believe the videos. You obviously don't believe we've been to the moon. So what? Why are they doing this? What is the point?
I'll answer that. Since you mentioned photos, I'm going to show you 3 photos. Ready? Here we got
Morgan Freeman.
1, 2, right? I'm not sure who this guy is, and that.
Yes.
One of these photos is fake. One of these photos is fake.
Okay.
One of these photos is a painting. Can you figure it out?
Jim Carrey.
I would guess the guy in the middle.
So the other 2 are real then?
Yeah.
Okay. They're all fake. They're all paintings. It was a trick question. Okay. Because when we're showed photos of Earth, we're told that they're real. Okay. We're told that the photos of Earth are real, but when you actually look at them, right? I'm trying to talk and navigate. When you actually look at them, you realize that it doesn't make any sense. Hold on, here we go. This is what I'm looking for.
So using that logic then, Jim Carrey doesn't exist. Morgan Freeman is just a complete figment of our imagination. Just because a hyper-realistic picture can be drawn, it does not mean that thing doesn't exist. Dear oh dear, what a fail from DITRH's David Weiss there. No surprise really. But we're going to leave him there for today and finish up the Flat Earth Fail compilation episode 48. What a pleasure. But we're all done and dusted. Thanks so much for watching today. It truly is appreciated. If you enjoyed it, please do consider subscribing to the channel. I will leave a link for the playlist in the description for all the other Flat Earth Fail compilations. Go back and check those out. They are brilliant. And of course, if you really, really enjoyed it today, hit that like button. I've been Simon Dan. Have yourselves a great weekend. And I'll see you all on Tuesday, where Kent Hovind is talking about baby seahorses. See you then.